Tonight on episode 24 of the Penthouse Basements podcast, it's our spooky Halloween episode. Topics discussed include practical uses for improv, our favorite horror movies, the difference between a short play and a sketch, and we do some scary Halloween movie pitches. Episode 24, the Penthouse Basements. Oh my god. It's a zombie! Episode 24. I'm here with
Rachel
and
Dave Johnston.
Later to be spookily joined late by Zazzy Morgan. Right now, we will start by the custom of saying there are many ways you can get in touch with the Penthouse Basements. First off, Facebook. Just search for the Penthouse Basements. Twitter. Improv_PB. Remember, we had to change it because we forgot the password. Next is YouTube. Just search for the Penthouse Basements. And we should be having the video of our latest show from the Highwood Theater. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Uploaded soon. And we have an email address, but I don't remember what it is. All inquiries go to Jeremy Lynch at the Census. Anyway, let's start with fan-requested segment, What's Up, Yo? Dave.
First of all, I want to say I love our opening credits. I think that's fantastic. We start every show.
We have to get that out of the way.
Yes. Yes. For those of you who have started listening and are so eager for more after the first 30 seconds.
They're already in their Halloween costume listening, and they're waiting for the spooky content
so
to
impatient.
I like that we all have our themed Halloween costumes on today.
Yes.
But you'll never know what they are. My news is that I'm getting back into stand-up comedy. Later this evening, I am doing Jokes at JR's, which is a monthly free stand-up comedy night at a local bar. I've done stand-up before. I was a finalist in the Funniest Fed. That's the funniest federal employee stand-up contest. Some long-term members of the Penthouse Basements were there. I did not win, but I did get to perform at the Lincoln Theater right here on U Street.
It was rigged, by the way.
Rigged. This other girl won. Her bit was taking things out of her bra.
You can't compete with that.
I can't. I don't have the prop comedy. She was incredible. I did get to meet Tig Notaro, famous stand-up comedian. She performed, and I got to meet her backstage, and she signed something. And she's great, and she's actually even bigger now than she was then.
I wonder if she signed the bra of the winner.
I didn't see that, but I believe Tig does swing that way, so it wouldn't surprise me.
That would have been the ultimate slap in the face for you, Dave. You lost because of this woman's bra, and she got to have it immortalized with Tig's signature because of her win, which was rigged.
I would have been so upset. I would have filed a complaint with the Fair Comedy Board for, equal discrimination words, powerful.
Equal discrimination.
Yes, I sound like a liberal arts major sort of throwing words at the wall. You know what I mean.
So you're going to be getting up on stage and talking in front of people soon.
Well, I might be a little nervous right now. My palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy.
Mom's spaghetti, yes. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Or break a leg. What do you normally say?
Nobody says anything to a stand-up comic, do they?
Go.
I think it's just like, don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Let your pain shine through.
When the light comes on, you've got 30 seconds.
Yes.
Things like that.
Okay. Newest member of the Penthouse Basements and first-time podcast guest, Rachel. What's up, yo?
Well, in a similar vein to Dave's, I have just completed writing 2 short plays.
Wow.
Yes, that will be performed at the first weekend of December. And the first one is called the Mother-Daughter Book Club. And it's a mother and a daughter, and the book is 50 Shades of Grey, of course. Ooh. And then I thought, how could I make this worse? So I threw in a grandmother. who's
nice.
just filthy.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's delightful. I got to play the grandmother, and we performed it last week just to kind of test it out and stuff, and it got some good laughs. So
This is a
good.
comedy.
It's a comedy. Yeah, at the end, the grandmother hires, not to give it away. You know, it's 5 minutes long. It's not like the suspense is that long. At the end, the grandmother they really want the granddaughter to meet somebody, so the grandmother hires a stripper as a setup for the. With like a 5-star resume. I mean, he's a great guy. He's just also a stripper and a good fit for the granddaughter. They got a bunch of the same interests and stuff, and she sent them off on a date.
Well, what grandmother would not want her granddaughter to date a stripper?
I mean, my grandmother was pretty snazzy. So she was an opera singer with like the 9 piles of stage makeup, and were she still here, I bet she'd hire me a stripper.
You know, do you have a birthday coming up? The Penthouse Basements might be coming in the clutch.
You
Yeah.
could be doing like improv stripping.
Yeah, not till the springtime, you know, when the clothes really come off.
That
That's
makes
one of my
sense.
birthdays.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when the weather gets warmer.
You wouldn't want your dongle to freeze and snap off because it's so cold out.
I do not presume whether or not Rachel has a dongle. Oh, the stripper.
Right, the stripper.
Yes.
Yeah.
You said there were 2 plays?
Yeah, and then the other one is, you remember that little paperclip guy from Word?
I
Clippy.
do. Clippy.
Yeah, Clippy, yeah. So, well, people didn't like him. He got fired from Word. He's been
Says
out of
you,
work for a
woman.
long time. I actually found an old letter that I wrote to my thesis advisor, and it was like a cover letter for a draft. And the first sentence is, "Man, I hate that paperclip guy."
Oh. Always liked
So
them.
now he's looking for work, and he finds some work. And he discovers Siri in the course of this job, and interesting things happen.
Sparks fly.
Ooh.
No, actually, it turns out. Do you want me to spoil?
Yeah, I mean, you can keep some skeletons in the closet.
All right.
You don't have
All
to.
right.
Yeah, save it for suspense.
Interesting things happen
Yeah,
when he discovers Siri. Because let's face it, they're basically the same job, right? So
Essentially.
he's a little hurt that he doesn't, that he hasn't been asked to do that job. Still a comedy. And we're thinking Clippy may be about a puppet or maybe a person in costume. We are torn. we might go Avenue Q style or we might go straight with it, which,
Who's we?
I'm a member of the Laugh Index Theater, and
Ah.
we are the group Mr. Lifeguard, and we write short plays and then perform them.
And that is the context where folks can watch your plays.
Yes.
Now it's time for a new segment called Mr. Contrarian. What's the difference between a short play and a sketch?
That was an incredible impression by your fearless host, David Lomison.
Let's see if this new segment catches on as good as What's Up, Yo?
Sketch can be like a one-hit wonder or one-note wonder,
Mhm.
whereas play's got to have a beginning, middle, and an end. A little more character development,
Okay. More
perhaps
character.
less topical.
A little more of the crap
Yeah.
that the Penthouse
Yeah.
Basements are always searching for.
We
It took us a
love our
long
crap.
time. It took us a long time as a group to stop writing sketches and start writing plays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be like SNL, who just writes a sketch without an ending, and that's their thing.
Right, they do. Somebody crashes into a wall.
Although, yes, where can we see your plays?
This will be at DCAC.
Nice,
Yeah.
we've performed there many times.
Yes,
It's a
we
lovely
have.
space. Yeah.
Sometimes the roof has been not intact.
There were leaks. But for improv theaters, that's pretty common. You're playing at the Kennedy Center, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was there one time during a severe
The
storm.
Ted Kennedy Center, maybe.
The Ted Kennedy Center.
Until Ted Turner buys it.
Yeah. Okay. We will look for your, not sketches, short plays at the DCAC. Any dates or?
December 4th.
December 4th.
No, I lied about that. December 2nd and 3rd. The 4th is a Sunday.
We appreciate
That's the
honesty.
Lord's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
No
right.
laughing on the Lord's Day is what I've always been told.
All right. Keep an eye out for that.
What's up, yo? For me, your host is just quickly caught the latest episode of SNL. Tom Hanks host, Lady Gaga musical guest. Just some quick notes about it because this is the first new episode of SNL I've watched in forever, and it has, on the whole, been below average. The dogs are huge SNL fans.
Yeah,
apparently.
they do
don't
not
want
like
me
your
to
trashing it.
disparage it.
Howling.
I am going to praise this episode because, like, having a good guest like Tom Hanks, who's hosted several times, is half the battle.
9.
Yes, the writers seem to get extra inspiration for him. And so not only him, Tom Hanks, with the material, but also the election, which, like, I don't know, like, over the years they've had, like, really good election stuff, and this election cycle has been more ripe with material. But don't you think that sort of Trump and Hillary, that stuff sort of writes itself? Like, do you think SNL should be getting extra praise for it, or
No, it does. I used to vote, actually, based on what would make the best SNL sketches. I thought that was a sound way to vote.
So you're voting Trump?
But yeah, now that worries me. Because they would both make good SNL sketches. I mean, Hillary's been on SNL. They've both been SNL characters for 20 years. So.
Yeah.
I think that these SNL debate sketches have been some of the best things to come out of the debate, especially the second debate, which was just painful to watch. But the SNL parody a few days later was sensational, I thought. It does sort of write itself, but it's just so satisfying to see the farce that we're living in.
Yeah.
It gets overdone, though, when you're also watching The Daily Show and the Samantha Bee one, and all those different. I've even done Bill O'Maher now. Like, I'm completely obsessed with political comedy television nowadays.
You can't swing a dead midget over your head without hitting somebody that has a political comedy talk show. So
there's just so much ridiculousess to make fun of. I can see why everybody wants a piece of the action.
See, but that's the thing. That's the essence of Trump. Will this drop off when, like, boring policy Hillary wins the election?
I guess we shall see.
Yeah. So yeah, SNL. I mean, and there were other non-political sketches that were really good also.
Like the Sully one.
The Sully one was good. Alec Baldwin was in that also. Did you watch the episode?
I watched the episode. I had a friend who was absolutely obsessed with the David Pumpkins
Yes.
That was bizarre.
I thought it was very
bizarre.
Yeah.
But that one actually did have a very satisfying ending, I will say.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that they don't do as often, like weird experimental sketches like that. Like it's like a talk show parody, or like more impressions, or like nowadays they've been relying too heavy, I think, on pre-tape segments, which is like, it's not really SNL, it's not live. So
I don't know. I find I've been watching it, consistently over the years since the 90s or the 2000s, and it's always diverting.
mm-hmm.
Some sketches are better than others, but I always enjoy it.
This is one thing that I mentioned. I did not watch the Lin-Manuel Miranda episode. Did either of you guys?
I
did, yeah.
He didn't. Did he do any Hamilton in like a musical guest slot? Did he do any like Broadway stuff?
I think, if I remember correctly, his opening, monologue was like a parody of a Hamilton song. I haven't seen Hamilton, but it seemed like a likely Hamilton song.
Well, I thought with the popularity of Hamilton, this would be the perfect opportunity for them to bring back an old 70s and 80s thing that they did, where they would have a Broadway production of something in the musical guest slide. Like, oh, they're going to bring this back. It's been forever. Just try something new with the format. It's been 41 years, but I guess Lorne Michaels, he's still raking in the cash. He doesn't care.
If it ain't broke,
it's true.
It's Renaissance.
That's right. What's Up, Yo is in the books. Thank you, everybody, for that. Now, first, before we do our quick Penthouse Basements update, we will turn to Rachel. Origins. Improv origins. First, tell us, how did you get into improv, Rachel? Newest member.
Okay, so in high school I was into theater,
Mm-hmm.
mostly because I was trying to be my grandmother, aforementioned. I mean, I couldn't sing, but I wanted to be part of the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up going to college and getting a degree in theater. I did a little improv then, and I was awful. I did a little improv in high school, and I was just terrible. And then I took a 13-year hiatus. I grew up a lot. I matured. I became more comfortable and confident. And somebody recommended, actually, years ago, that I try it again. And it took me a while to find the improv scene in D.C., and then once I did, I've been very happy. It's very fun, very good outlet.
That's one of the great things about improv is you can see your own development.
Mm-hmm.
You get better at coming up with words on the fly and developing characters and responding to things. And most people start in school, high school, college, and it's the ones who stick with it into their 30s, 40s, and 50s that really see results. That their kids
those
can be proud of.
80-year-olds, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are some of the best improvisers.
My grandpa was on a cruise his whole last year. Now that's commitment to improv.
An improv cruise?
Or dementia, I don't know.
He said he was on a cruise.
He was just in the shower yelling things.
3 months. The water bill is terrible.
So, yes, you saw us on a show, the same one that the Zazie Morgan saw us at, and you were like, these guys need help. I'm going to join up with them.
I basically said, I feel like they need a female touch.
Yes.
And I can't decorate,
It's a
so why
sausage
not add
fest.
myself to improv?
Yes.
We appreciate that. We're always open to new members. And we give a big hearty FU to the actual improv theaters that would like to charge everybody $250 to join an improv troupe.
Yeah.
We do it for free.
Yeah. Who's charging $250?
I don't know. Isn't that like
I
the
pay
cost
that
of a
much.
series of improv classes? Yeah.
I pay that much for my playwriting group.
I mean, this is Craigslist. I mean, I found these guys on Craigslist. I mean, sure, the threat of murder is there, but I still got my $250.
That's true. We've probably spent that on beer over the years.
That's right, which will lead to my death. So
Yes.
it sort of balances.
Just a longer term thing instead of the immediate stabbing.
This
So-
is also very high quality for free, I have to say. Penthouse Basements is very good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's why they keep paying us the big bucks over there at the Highwood Theater.
Hey, the one time we got free booze.
Free
yeah, we
booze.
did. Yeah,
Just
that was the one I
once.
came to. That's why I joined.
Just once, though.
Oh.
No, yeah, that's not happening. That's
If you
not a
came
normal thing.
with the understanding of free booze, I hate to disappoint you.
Actually, that night I had myself a free half a Diet Coke. It was after 9
Ooh.
p.m., so that was pretty extravagant.
Wow, treat yourself, girl.
Mhm.
Treat yourself.
I tried to split it with Jeremy's girlfriend, but she was not having any of the Diet Coke. She was into the water.
Yeah, you can't get her to drink anything. She's like a camel. I don't actually know that.
Because the humps. I
She's
don't-
a lovely no. If she's listening, we love you.
She doesn't listen to this. She doesn't listen to
She
this.
does have a very beautiful smile and lovely hair.
There we go. And we've recovered. What's next, David?
Well, speaking of Highwood Theater, just had a show. It was on the Friday last.
Friday,
What was the date?
21st.
the 21st of October. That sounds about right.
Yeah, 21st of
21.
October. Yes. So, I will turn to you two, who were also in the show, Dave and Rachel. How was the show?
I thought it was a fantastic show. We had a packed house.
Yes.
They sold out online. Just had a few extra seats. They sold at the door. The audience was great. They were laughing. They were volunteering. The improv was on
the short
point.
plays.
The short plays. There was never a dud of the bunch, I don't think.
No, it was fantastic. Yeah. Even part of it, it was very hard not to be laughing the whole time. Anytime I was on the sidelines, not a part of a game, I was cracking up.
I'm Ned the Nitpicker, and I'm going to say that first game wasn't that great. Discuss.
So
Get out of here, Ned.
that was the three-headed, what do we call that one?
Three-headed talk show?
Three-headed talk show, but it wasn't
It wasn't
actually
a
a talk show.
We need to tweak the format of
Yeah,
that.
we
We're
sort
gonna
of
continue to tweak the format.
Decided at the last minute that could be three-headed scene, just a random scene, and two of the three characters are a three-headed individual for a total of like 7 people. I think we should try sticking with the talk show format where it's like a Maury, and then the three-headed person on one side is pregnant, and the three-headed person on the other side is like, it ain't my baby. And then the baby comes out with 6 heads, and he's like, see? Something like that.
We would never have that many people in the group at once.
We might, if our fearless podcast listeners are interested in joining us, go back to the start of this podcast and you can find out how to contact us.
You can be just like Rachel here, rags to riches story, destitute, on the street, begging for change. you scraped up enough, and won a contest, radio show contest. You come to one of our shows, and now she's in the group and on the podcast.
And all this improv is great for your everyday life and your career. Helps you think on your feet, and also helps in your comedy if you're writing sketches or short plays or whatever you're doing.
Here's a situation. Let's say you're caught, bloody gloves, bloody knife, dead body in front of you.
Happens every day.
How are you going to get out of that situation? Cop right in front of you.
Comedy!
Improv, yes, improv comedy.
Of course.
You will melt his icy heart, and he will let you go.
Answer his question with a question. Oh my God, what happened here? Why? What are you doing here, officer?
And make sure that each question starts with each successive letter of the alphabet,
Oh,
too.
that's a challenge. That's an advanced improv.
It worked for OJ. Not a lot of people know. Big into improv.
The OJ defense was just make sure that everything you say rhymes.
And hey, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit. There you go. Johnny Cochran, big into improv. Not a lot of people know that.
We learned a lot today.
We did.
But we're not done yet.
Yes, because that is the Penthouse Basements update. Thank you, Dave and Rachel. Next, Halloween memories. Now, we had a Halloween episode last year. No, we didn't have a Halloween episode last year. 2 years ago, we had a Halloween episode.
You got to work on your Halloween memories.
Well, we've been doing this fucking podcast for so goddamn long. Okay, yeah. First Halloween episode, I wasn't in it. It was just Dave and Jeremy flying solo.
Ah, yes. Good times.
Then we didn't have a Halloween episode, but I recorded a stupid yet downloaded commentary track to the 1980s horror classic Return of the Living Dead, which is my personal favorite horror movie, zombie movie. And as I said, people have downloaded that thing, so people have listened to it other than me and the editor. So,
or they've at least started listening to it.
I can't make it through this. This idiot doesn't know what he's talking about. So yes, Halloween, my favorite holiday. Dave, where would you say Halloween ranks on your list of holidays? You know, you have Christmas, Arbor Day, Flag Day, Mussolini's birthday. What would you say is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday of all? Well, Halloween is pretty far up there, I think. Just because I love seeing people get out of their comfort zone, wear something crazy. I'm a big fan of candy. I'm a big kid at heart, so I love that. Someday when I have kids, I'll get to do the whole trick-or-treating thing, which looks like so much fun. Halloween is probably in my top three. Comparing it to like Thanksgiving and Christmas, which are big family holidays. I love cooking. So those, and gift giving. So those two are also, it's a tough choice.
Yes. Rachel, now,
Where's
Halloween on your list? Now, come on,
yeah,
tell
I
us.
don't like to do this, but it is dead last for me.
Any particular reason? Is it just because of spooks and ghouls and ghosts, not a fan, or some other?
Yes, I do not like to be scared.
Okay.
I live in a, I scream the loudest when I am making photocopies at the office and somebody walks in. There's something like hypnotizing about the copier. So if that can set me off, you can imagine that like real frights are, just nothing that I would need.
You just gave us the idea for your horror movie pitch, The Copier.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hypnotizes people, and then somebody comes out and stabs you.
Absolutely.
Rob Schneider play the killer or something.
So you're the kind of person where your friends might, if they are, depending on sort of what quality of friends they are, they would try extra hard, or maybe they don't have to scare you. Because you're so jumpy.
I am.
Have they actually done that, your friends, in the past?
Not any of my current friends.
No.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch! We're not friends anymore.
I also do not care for people in costumes. We used to live right by Disneyland when I grew up, and there's a picture of my grandparents with the Disney characters. And the story that I'm always told when we look at the album is that I am next to my mother, who's holding the camera, screaming my head off. Because I'm terrified. But for me, it's about trust. You can't see their faces. So can you trust them? That being said, I was 2 different school mascots with full head-on, so head-on's not a good term for that, is it?
Apply directly to the forehead.
This is one thing I'll say, bringing up sort of off topic but on topic, about the whole Disney costumes character thing. The scale is all off from the cartoons.
Well, yeah, because they're all just human size.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, you could have a smaller head. That technology is available. It's 2016.
Yeah, but they got a lot of fans and gears and stuff inside of them to keep them cool, and you need room for that.
Yeah, I imagine it gets pretty hot in there wearing just a giant plush thing on your head where I understand a lot of your body's heat escapes. And then just to trap it in there for hours.
Well, I remember reading the Chewbacca costume. This was during the prequels, the movies that shall not be named. Peter Mayhew, the guy that played Chewbacca, he had like an ice water system in like straws of ice water running through his Chewbacca suit. And that suit's not that big.
Did you say straws of ice water?
Yeah, like straws and tubes of ice
like
water.
the silly straw
through.
type, you know.
Yeah.
They're wrapped all
Similar to
around.
that.
Yeah, when I did children's theater, we had such heavy costumes and it was summer, and they manufactured these sports bras that had pockets in the front and back to put ice packs, and you would just change them out every 10, 15 minutes because you were just dying. Yeah.
So like ice packs on your boobs.
And your back.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the heat center. That's where the heart is and all that.
Oof.
I guess. I don't know science.
Glass with these nips.
Actually, I was playing like the Nana in the Velveteen Rabbit, so I had these enormous fake boobs. But they were
Tyler
a good
Perry.
like 6 inches below my real boobs. And I don't know why kids would come up and meet us afterwards, and I don't know why they always felt the need to touch my boobs, but they would never touch the fake ones. They would always touch the real ones.
We know you're trying to fool us, lady.
And you just had to be like, oh, thanks, let's hold hands instead.
These are little kids. They're not far removed from breastfeeding. They know what's up.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed being in costume. You enjoy the theater. Why would Halloween is like a whole day of the theater.
It is.
The theater.
With theater people, though, at a Halloween party, they all get into character and stay there the whole time. And so it's again that trust thing. Who am I getting to know? You know? And so I think that throughout college soured me a little. I'm also a crotchety old man in the body of a 30-something woman. So
Am I getting to know my friend Elaine from theater, or am I getting to know Slutty Rainbow Bright?
Would you be more amenable perhaps to a Halloween costume where you know everybody who's there, their personal friends,
possibly.
and they just happen to be wearing different clothes than they usually wear, and drinking alcohol and eating food, and listening to music?
Possibly. Like, I do enjoy the homecoming week. I work at a high school, and I enjoy the homecoming week where every day is a different theme, but mostly because I like pajama day.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Well, I'm excited because my girlfriend and 2 of our other friends are going to a Rocky Horror picture show thing this weekend, this Saturday, which I think is the 29th.
If you say
I
so.
think.
Go with the
Yes,
29th.
not to date the episode, but I'm just fucking dating the episode.
Yeah, so we've got very clear now. We've got boundaries on both sides.
But it's not, normally it would be dress up as your favorite Rocky Horror character, but because it's Halloween weekend, this is dress up in a fanciful costume. So
Fanciful.
So I am going to be little redneck Riding Hood. So I have a red Riding Hood, a red hood and short cape, and a mullet wig and a basket. And I'm going to wear this checkered flannel shirt. And, you know, maybe carry an empty beer can or something and black out one of my teeth or something. And
I love it. And I would like, because there's like a pun in the name of that. So I would like for you to report to us next week if anybody comes up to you and says on their own, "Little Redneck Riding Hood."
Yeah, I will do that next week. Because that's when we're going to have the next podcast.
Not report to them, report to me.
Oh, you personally.
Yes, me personally.
okay, yes.
Because I've had Halloween costumes like that before where it's like funny if you get it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have to explain it and that just makes it less funny.
Yeah.
You could also be the child of Red Riding Hood and the Wolf.
That's true.
This is a hypothesis. I don't know that they made it.
Now, don't bring science in. Don't complicate things. So 2 people pro Halloween. What about candy?
I do like candy, but I am also an adult who can purchase my own candy. Plus, here's what I do.
Go on.
All of the projects that I assign my students involve candy. And then when I grade them, I take a mug around and go trick-or-treating myself and steal a little candy from every project before they give the candy to each other. So I've created trick-or-treating without costumes anytime I want throughout the school year.
Now, I believe it's fair to say that you love children.
I do.
And part of Halloween is for trick-or-treaters to come to your residence,
Yes.
which must be great for somebody who loves children.
I do like that.
Yes.
They don't come. I'm such a negative nanny. I'm doing your character from earlier. They don't come to my residence. I've lived there 6 years, and the first year I was there, I left out a big bowl of candy because they came where I used to live.
And somebody shitted.
No, I came back, and the huge bowl of candy was still there, all full of candy.
Not even but one piece was.
I didn't count them.
Well, you should.
Next time I'll count.
Okay.
So the next year I was home, and I waited patiently. I had candy. It was in a bowl. I was ready. Nobody. So, yeah, and there are children all over my neighborhood. They're always playing, but I don't know where they trick-or-treat. We had to drive to go trick-or-treating when I was a kid because we all had 5 acres. You couldn't see the neighbors, and, there were no streetlights or sidewalks or anything. So we would drive to another neighborhood.
Extreme
and go
trick-or-treating. I love that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You may get hit by a car. You may get eaten by wolves.
I wonder if it's socially acceptable to dress in costume and just walk around to where the trick-or-treaters are and just give them candy. No doors, no houses, just like a random woman dressed as a witch giving everybody candy. Is that wrong? Can we not do that?
Maybe 20 years ago, but
Okay.
not in today's society.
Damn you, Obamacare.
That's exactly what caused it.
If the red person wins coming up, that's going to get repealed.
All right.
Repealed or modified,
Yeah.
depending on the debate.
Okay. On that frightening note, we're going to switch to favorite horror movies. Man, this has been the most efficient fucking podcast of all time.
Yes.
Okay, favorite horror movies. Now, you, not a fan of being scared.
Mm-hmm.
What about the fanciful horror comedy? Shaun of the Dead, something similar
Yes,
to that.
I like Shaun of the Dead. You know what my favorite zombie movie is?
What?
Warm Bodies.
I've
Did you
seen
see that?
Yes.
I literally watched the entire thing with my hand over my heart, making the "oh" face. I mean, I couldn't get enough of it. It was adorable.
The guy that plays Beast in the current X-Men
Yes.
movies is in that movie. Do you know his name?
No, he did Jack and the Beanstalk. He's British, but does a delightful American
He's
accent.
British?
I know, right?
Oh.
He was in those car commercials with his British accent.
You sound like a bunch of old people. He's that guy from the commercial.
We can't think of his goddamn name.
If I remember correctly, that movie has a living human girl who falls in love with a zombie boy who narrates the movie.
Because he doesn't talk so well, so he'd have to narrate for you to know what's going on.
Rob Corddry's in it.
Yes, he's the other zombie.
Yes, there's something about an airport. He lives at
They live in the airport. Oh, he likes that because human life used to exist there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Much like Dawn of the Dead with the shopping mall.
Yes.
The zombies are drawn to it for some reason because of their past life. Now, okay, so you enjoy that? You enjoy
I do.
Shaun of the Dead?
I
These
do.
are horror comedies. What
And
about
I've seen the scary
Zombieland?
movies.
Scary movies? Yeah, what about Zombieland?
I did not. That has been recommended to me on numerous occasions. I have not watched it,
Yeah,
but
if
I
you-
will at some point.
Yeah, if you liked Shaun of the Dead, if you liked Warm Bodies, you would like Zombieland.
And I do like Thriller, but there are still certain parts I close my eyes for.
The music video.
Yes.
It's feature length.
Okay, it's short feature length. But you have to understand, like my father, when he realized who Weird Al Yankovic was 9 years ago, yeah, he was late on the uptake. Went and got he ordered the Michael Jackson DVD of videos and then played them like next to each other so that he could compare and contrast them.
Misa, this Weird Al fella seems to have played along with the lyrics.
Yeah.
Rachel, dear, come hither. I've discovered something.
Yeah.
I quick tangent. Weird Al. I've come to a startling and unfortunate realization about him. I was always a biggest Weird Al fan. I grew up in Lancaster, PA during the Amish Paradise craze. The biggest Weird Al fan.
Amish were crazy about that song. They would listen to it on their CD players.
There was one
It
in
still comes out of
our
buttons.
little town of Lancaster, PA, which is featured in the video. During one of our popular radio stations played that song for 24 hours.
Nonstop,
Round the clock, Amish Paradise. But I gotta say, Weird Al, I'm out.
You're out.
No more Weird Al.
What did he do to you?
I found out that he has a special edition My Little Pony figure made of him.
Oh, he was on My Little Pony.
What?
No.
He's back in.
No!
My Little Pony has become a new rage. There are conferences.
We
Right,
talked
like
about
Comics,
this.
yeah.
We talked about this.
Seen the
But
documentary.
Weird
Six.
Al was actually on it, and he
Yeah.
had a pony character.
I think that makes it better.
That makes it
Why
worse.
do you draw the line of My Little Pony for a grown man?
Because you just answered your own fucking question there. This is for kids and little girls, and not for a weird. He's older than me, and I'm fucking old and creepy.
Have you seen the documentary?
No.
It's not a creepy thing. These people, it's sort of like adults who watch SpongeBob, I think, where it's just like, it takes you back to your childhood. It's like bright and colorful. There's not any drama. There's not any conflict. It's just a happy escape.
Well, I hear it works on multiple levels, like The Simpsons. Like there's jokes for adults, and then like content for kids. That the kids are missing the adult. I don't know. I haven't gone back and
We
watched.
talked about how creepy this was.
I think we
Have
should
you
have
been
a My Little
converted,
Pony
Dave.
I am not a brony, but
I'm not racist, but I'm not a brony, but
I don't think those are the same thing at all. It's a big umbrella. They're not hurting anybody. They're cartoon fans. I'm a big fan of The Simpsons.
That's completely different.
Because that one's for adults.
And kids can watch The Simpsons.
All
My
right.
parents would not let me watch The Simpsons when it first came out.
My father didn't fucking care, so I got.
You
to
got a
watch
Simpsons
it.
hat on right
I have a
now.
Simpsons- yeah, not a My Little Pony hat on right now. That's my underwear. But anyway, no. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. Not a fan. Weird Al, you've shamed me forever. So sorry about that. Sorry, Weird Al.
That is nonsense. I say watch the documentary and then make up your mind.
Oh, no. Once you've seen.
Wait, what documentary?
Brony, I think that's the name of the documentary. It was on Netflix.
Oh, a documentary about. Got it.
It's called Bronies. Yeah, we talked about this in an episode 6, I think.
Perchance.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Yes, we were. I got so.
Favorite scary movie.
Yes.
Scary
I got
movies.
so mixed up because of the Weird Al talk. That just made me so hopping mad. Favorite horror movies, Dave.
That was the craziest side. I feel like you do that in every conversation. You're like, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want everybody to know I hate Weird Al Yankovic. All right, continue.
He betrayed me.
You were talking about foreign policy.
Yes, Mr. Obama.
My favorite Halloween movie or scary movie? Scary
yeah.
movie. That's a good question.
What genres do you like?
Of movies, I've always liked. I've liked documentaries. I like comedies. I like thrillers.
No, I mean horror movies,
Oh,
like
horror
vampire.
Genres is scary.
Yeah.
We're being a little more specific.
Because this is a spooky Halloween episode. Ooh.
Right. I don't know. I've seen space movies like Aliens.
I would say Aliens is more action.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I haven't seen too many vampire movies, I don't think. I do like zombie movies. I like the concept of zombies. I've seen 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, and Night of the Living Dead. I think I'm a zombie fan.
The Sandra Bullock one?
Was that? Yes, that was the Sandra Bullock one.
When she gives birth to a zombie baby. No. Fast or slow zombies? What's your preference?
The fast zombies are definitely more terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a big fan of that concept in the 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I would vote fast.
Rachel, any sort of, I mean, you've seen Commercials, yes.
What was the World Z one? With Tom Cruise, like where the
World
zombies
War
were?
Z.
World
That was
War
Brad
Z.
Pitt.
Brad Pitt. I'm sorry.
No,
By the way,
bad.
who's hotter?
I would say the fast zombies are probably hotter. Oh wait, what you meant? Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise?
It's the debate of my childhood.
I would say Cruise probably.
No, I'm Brad Pitt all the way.
Brad Pitt he's the guy that started that heartthrob that looks like he hasn't showered in 2 weeks look, which I'm not, I mean, granted, everybody since him has adapted it.
Well, you're pulling off the I haven't showered in 2 weeks very nicely.
That's right, and instead of beating off women with a stick, I'm beating off the flies and scabies with a stick. But I digress.
Yes. No, I would vote Brad Pitt. I think he's a little older, but he's got more sense, I think. Tom Cruise has always seemed a little off.
Oh, the Scientology. Yeah, that's a strike.
I do not have any objection to Scientology. Please direct your lawsuits to David Lawson, care of wherever he is.
I think Dave is just referring to Oprah's couch. I mean, that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, that's true.
He's also, I think, like 5 feet tall. I'm very
You just
sensitive.
got a new couch. You should be anti-Tom Cruise. What if he came in here, broke down the door, and just started jumping up and down on
I've
your
already
couch?
cast my vote for Brad Pitt, so we're set.
Okay, yes. And what did you ultimately go to? Whose poster was hanging over your bed?
Tom Cruise is, I feel, by far hotter. I never thought that Brad Pitt was anywhere near in the looks department.
Mm-hmm.
But Brad Pitt, by far the better actor.
Yeah.
With the better acting choices.
Yeah. Ooh, spooky Halloween episode.
Leave your opinion in the comments.
I saw 12 Monkeys.
Which Brad
scary.
Pitt is in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I would call that sci-fi horror. Yeah, sure. Is there any others? I mean, you see Zombieland, you gotta see. That's a good one.
You know what I saw? Oh, what is it called? Okay, it is. Oh, it's
We're so old. It's that movie. It's got the guy, the guy with the hair.
So it's this. They're in a motel.
Boo! A Medea
And
Halloween.
the people are being killed off in the order of their room keys. And it's
I was gonna
so
say
good.
Clue,
But it's also like
That's
a
not
like
motel.
story within a story. Oh, it's so like it has like that beautiful M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end to it, and it's. Although I did pick out who the killer was, I was shocked. I was also kidding when I said it, but I was right.
You need to do some more research because this is a slightly intriguing.
And I don't know what movie that is.
Okay.
So I don't think you can say beautiful M. Night Shyamalan twist. He had like 2 good ones.
And that's debatable. Okay. We will we'll run through some horror movie pitches. Now, Rachel, did you have a horror movie pitch? I have 2.
Go.
Okay, I'll do my first one. First one's a simple premise here. Simple premise. It starts off with a mild-mannered pizza delivery boy. We'll call him Andrew Garfield.
Okay.
Scrawny, unassuming, loner type.
Yes.
Played by Andrew Garfield.
Of course.
But I guess his name will also be Andrew Garfield.
That's a little confusing, but okay.
And we can't use Domino's, we can't use Pizza Hut
No.
because they wouldn't want to have their product
Probably not.
associated with like a murder. So we have like off-brand, like, Donatello's. or
Little
something.
Nero's. or
Little
something.
Nero, yeah, there you go. And he is a serial killer who takes a job as a pizza delivery boy. What he does, he learns the map of the town so well that he can get to the destination so fast that he has time after the pizza is delivered to go next door or 2 doors down and satiate his bloodlust by murdering the person that is living there, and that is the serial killer aspect.
He murders the person who ordered the pizza?
No, he does not, because that would be too easy to
Too
follow.
easy,
Yeah,
yes.
so he gets to his destination very quickly by learning the map, and then he goes 2 doors down, 3 doors down after delivering the pizza across the street, and then he murders them.
And what's the title for this pizza delivery murder?
The Slicer. Okay, that is my first little one. Dave, any ideas?
So mine is more of a practical thing, and it could apply to any horror movie, any low-budget horror movie. Oh, so we've got the name of Rachel's horror movie, and it's Identity from 2003.
It's also got a 7.3 rating out of 10.
I'll have to check
it is
that
good.
out. Look for it on
Okay.
Netflix or something. So for mine, you take a horror movie, you slash the budget, you just make a standard horror movie with the bumps and the jumps and the quiet, and then suddenly something loud and darkness. And you take the money that you've saved, and you hire cheap local actors, one for every screen that's showing this movie, and they like sneak around and they like tap people at just the right moment. That is a new horror experience, and I think it would go over so well. Everybody's done the standard horror movie. They know about the sights and the sounds, but do they know just like being touched at the right moment?
Your description, though, you should have been doing it in an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent. You know, with the jumping and the screaming and the darkness and the...
Yes. And the things and the mini things.
That's a good idea. That I think interactive horror is going to be the newest fad, because we just had that movie Unfriended from a couple years ago about the people over Skype being haunted by like the ghost of a bullied woman who like shat herself, and it went viral.
Yes.
And did you see that movie?
Did not see that movie.
Yeah. It's bad, but it's the best Skype-related horror movie ever.
Oh, great. Among the
Is
many.
that a large genre?
It's the only one. But you get to see a video of a woman shitting herself. So.
Wow. Finally, my life's dream comes true. And
I feel like that's just under Halloween on my list.
I see this as a cheaper alternative to like retrofitting all the movie theaters with pneumatic devices that touch you, or smell-o-vision or anything
They
like
used to
that.
do that back in the 50s, I think.
Did they?
I think.
Well, I want to do it this way with the live actors. I think people are going to freak the fuck out.
Yeah, that would be good. Found footage is also good. Blair Witch, there's a Blair Witch sequel that just came out. I didn't get a chance to see that yet, but Paranormal Activity is still big, and I enjoy.
That might be played out at this point, though. They've done like 6 Paranormal Activities, and the Blair Witch remake is not supposed to be any good.
I still wanted to see it, but yeah, I mean, my girlfriend and I, we just recently watched the original Blair Witch, and I don't know, like, there are genuinely creepy parts. I don't know that it totally holds up, because one of the best things about it when it originally came out in 1999, it still had that mystique of, oh man, this could be real.
Real,
You know, we
yeah.
found this.
Mhm.
This is legit. Holy shit.
Well, they released like it on the internet, or pieces of it on the internet before it came out.
Yeah, I think the old Blair Witch website, like they invented viral marketing basically in 1999, but I think the old Blair Witch website is still up.
When the first Paranormal Activity tried to sort of replicate that, I think they said this was found footage from San Diego in 2003 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking at the time, I was like, oh my God, it was in San Diego at that time. How did I not read about this?
Well, see, that one was still, that one was still good. Okay, so my last one, very quick, because Dave has to get to Star Search or whatever he's doing.
Comedy!
Yes, this one is, this is an alien ship crash lands in a lake by a pumpkin farm.
Okay.
And so space goo or radiation leaks onto the pumpkin field. So then we flash forward a year later, the pumpkins are ready to be distributed.
Yes.
No one has found the alien ship. It's deep in the lake, and nobody was of the wiser of the goo or anything. Like, the pumpkins look normal. No change at all.
Yes.
But what happens, you get a pumpkin, and when you stick a knife in it to cut it for carving, or to cut it open, do they just cut them open for pumpkin pie and
Sure.
stuff? Yeah.
Like seeds or something.
Yeah. When that happens, goo comes out and it spritzes the carver, like it goes everywhere. If the goo touches you, you become a mindless zombie.
Ah.
And also, you cut it open.
Do you become a pumpkin eater?
No.
Human eater.
Human eater, yes. But, and then, like, but you've opened it early.
Yeah.
So a little alien monster comes out, similar to the gremlins, the evil gremlins from Gremlins, but they look like an alien.
As
However,
opposed to the gremlins that didn't look like aliens.
well,
Right.
really, yeah, and the aliens that didn't look like gremlins. Okay, but if So this is going on. There's chaos. Everybody's bought pumpkins from this place because these look like the greatest pumpkins ever. They're the perfect size because of the alien glue and stuff. And they've been distributed all over the town. So this is going on. Farmer, played by Tommy Lee Jones, I guess, like an old established actor. He gets killed off right away. His daughter will be the love interest. Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, redhead. Yes. She was in Jurassic World.
Yes.
And the sheriff. Who will play the sheriff? Dave, any ideas?
No ideas.
His name, Channing Tatum, is the name of the small town sheriff.
Of course. That's the name of the sheriff or the actor playing?
Oh, yeah, well,
Yes.
You know what? We'll go again. We'll do the same thing we did with
Tatum
Andrew
as Sheriff Channing Tatum. Okay.
Right, yeah. We want some name recognition for our movie. So that's all. They've dispatched the evil pumpkin zombie monsters and the evil pumpkin aliens. But there's one pumpkin that wasn't carved at all. It was like hidden on the farm, like behind the barn. And it got to gestate the whole way. And out hatched a giant, monstrous, predator-like killing machine, similar to Pumpkinhead from the movie Pumpkinhead, but like Predator and Pumpkinhead, and just a combination of all of them. And that starts running amok, and Channing Tatum has to use his fighting skills and as police know-how to destroy the evil alien entity and save the town. And that movie is called Cosmic Seed.
Because of the pumpkin seeds.
Okay, so those are my two Halloween movie ideas. Spooky. Would you see any of those, Rachel?
Yes, the pumpkin one sounds good.
Awesome, because
I like Gremlins a lot. Yeah, and a shirtless Channing Tatum. I would assume he would be shirtless.
Oh yeah, at some point
in the
badge just goes straight onto the hip holster, right?
Yeah. Okay, Davey's got to get to his comedy show. So this has been episode 24 of the Penthouse Basements podcast. I've been here with
Dave Johnston,
Rachel.
Ooh! And this has been your host, David Lomson. Thanks for listening, and sayonara.
Hey, you forgot about me, didn't you? I'm the other guest, Zazie Morgan, and I've been here the whole time. Happy Halloween!